This month I'm at Untitled Fishery in North Lincolnshire, a 9-acre lake with a cracking head of carp to over £40. Untitled falls into the category of commercial carp fishery. There are 3 on-site lodges to hire on a weekly basis, each with their own private swimming facilities which are perfect for either half or family. Situated on a 17-acre site close to Scunthorpe, the venue is surrounded by open fields on 3 sides and the busy M181 on the other. There are 13 swims on the lake, 3 of which are reserved for guests in the lodges, with the remaining being open for the syndicate members. And the lake itself boasts a mixed stock of carp totalling approximately 250 fish, with roughly 30 of these being 30-pounders, 10 of which are over 35 pounds, with 6 going over 40 to a lake record of 46 pounds. The lodges are open to all through bookings on the website, and they make for a fantastic few days away with a great chance of catching big carp in secure surroundings. What are we laughing about, Gray? Rob Hughes. If you're watching this, Rob.
Yeah, we love you, Rob. Sorry, mate, but hi, my name's Rob Hughes. You made me see such film as Madness at Medina, When Harry Met Sally Twice.
How to wear your safety helmet video watching Troy McClure, is it? Troy McClure out of the old Simpsons. Yeah, hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Good old Rob.
Right. Yeah, well, what about this then? We've got the head bailiff for the lake is Graham Slaughter, none other than former world record holder. Graham, do you remember that day when you caught that record fish, mate?
I can remember it. It's a memory though, mate, and it's just a memory, but yeah, brilliant day.
Yeah.
But,
what did it weigh again?
88 pound 6, mate, at the time, which I think was the first carp over 40 kilos.
It was, yeah.
Which was the big thing, but yeah, I got very, very, very drunk after this. But yeah, enjoyed the moment, mate.
Too right. What year was it, mate? How many years ago was it?
2007. I think I was around about 20 stone then. I've put probably 8 on since then, but I blame COVID.
Good lad. So how long have you been fishing at Nuttlewood then, mate?
I think about 5 years now. I mean, it's unfortunately when you get to my age and health, you're looking for comforts. And I just fancied a lake which held big fish, which was quite easy accessible because obviously my health nowadays. We're now surrounded in a well-run lake, and I looked at Nuttlewood and it ticked all their boxes for me. So I rang Richard and came to have a look round and put my name forward, and
here you are now, the bailiff, yeah. So what sort of tactics would you recommend then, mate, for anybody that's coming to the lake to hire out one of the lodges or just to have a guestie on here, etc.?
The lodges do produce fish. In fact, every lodge this year has done a 40. So it has done a lot of PB's lodges this year. Tactics are fairly simple, really. There's a band of particles here. You can use boiling pellet and maize, which is after bought on site. But basically, there's no weed as such. There's a little bit of silt, and it's quite heavy with bloodworms. So really, bottom bait, swafters, even poppers just off the bottom do 90% of the fish. Adjustable zigs are allowed, which do to the fish, but does do smaller fish. Saying that, I was earlier on, somebody had a forge out this year on an adjustable zig, so you never know, it can handle the big ones as well.
Yeah.
But most basic tactics work, mate.
Simple rigs as well?
Simple rigs, mate. I mean, anybody sees my rigs, I mean, good God, I mean, the basic is knotless knot, that's all I use. Keep it simple, stupid, simple reel. As long as you've got a sharp hook and a simple rig which is effective, mate, you'll catch, really.
Yeah. Do the lodges do fish most weeks as well?
Yes, mate, yeah, most weeks they'll still produce fish. These are obviously the odd weeks where they don't, because the fish aren't there. You can't guarantee where they're going to be. I would say it's more of a big fish water with lodges. It's certainly not a runs water where you can come and expect 30 or 40 fish in a day. It's not that type of water. But if you're looking to come, enjoy your stay and have a big fish, this is the venue for you. We actually don't know.
Now the light levels at the moment might not be the best for filming, but let me tell you that the conditions are absolutely fantastic for big fish. We're at the back end of October and there's very little pressure on the lake at the moment. There's 2 lads in the other 2 lodges. We've got the left-hand lodge booked, that's Avid, and there's only me here at the moment from Avid. Sam's due down in a couple of days, but there's no other syndicate members down, so it's given us the opportunity to move around the lake and fish where we wanted to. And when I got here, Graham advised me to go into the swim known as the Point, which is near where the owner's house houses, and I set up over there, but when I had a good walk round and a good look round, I decided to move around here because the point swim had done 3 fish over the weekend, and that's what sort of pushed me towards that area initially. But when I walked around and I spent a lot of time studying the water, there was an awful lot of fish tucked in tight to this left-hand margin as you look at it now. They were really tight in as well, in very shallow water, and there were some big units amongst them. And then just as I was walking back to the point swim contemplating what to do, I started seeing quite a lot of fish showing in front of me here as well. So with this southerly wind blowing towards me, it seemed the obvious choice to get back down again from over there, and not even having cast a rod out over there, and then come round here and set up. So I got myself set up in here yesterday evening, and there was probably about 30 or 40 good shows in front of here. So I did expect something to happen last night, but nothing did. We're about 10 o'clock in the morning at the moment. It's lovely and warm. It's about 18 degrees. Tonight it's going to be about 14 degrees, which is very different conditions for the back end of October. And with Graham telling me that none of the big fish have been out recently, I'm feeling really confident, and I've got that feeling that at any moment one of these rods could burst into life, because I've not seen any fish showing this morning, which to me tells me that they've got their heads down there. They're probably going to have a nice feed, and hopefully we might catch something. But yeah, let's see how things progress during the session. It's the first day, first proper day. I've got 3 more nights ahead of me, and you know, anything can happen on the water like this because there's some really big fish in here. They're all due out as well. It's a bit windy, so I hope you can hear me all right, but I'm going to give you a bit of a chat now about the swim and where I put my rods. Now, when I was in the lodge earlier on, there's a little map that's in the lodge in one of these little booklets, and it shows you the contours of the lake, and 2 areas really did swing out to me. One of them is in front of the point swim, where there's a nice big shallow plateau out in front of there, and the second one is in front of this swim, which is known as John's Bar. And it's not necessarily a bar as we know gravel bars, it's more of a plateau area really. But what it basically is it goes down slightly deeper in front of the swim. It goes down to about 11 or 12 foot, and it comes up to this nice raised area where I found areas of 10 foot straight in front of me, and out to the right I found a couple of areas of about 8.5 foot, and it is very gravelly on top of both of these areas as well. I've got the marker float out, had it cast around, and it's quite soft to the other side of the area, and when it comes up to the plateauy top area, it's nice and gravelly, and that's where I've put my rods. So you are restricted on where you can put your rods on this particular lake, but of course at the moment there's nobody here on the main part of the lake other than in the lodges, so I can spread my rods about a little bit. I did start off putting my left-hand rod over towards that shallow margin to the left where I saw some fish, but nothing's happened on that rod. I actually think those fish are just there more for the comfort factor than anything, because the sun in the afternoon comes up over that side of the lake. It's obviously quite warm, shining towards that margin area, and the fish are in a really shallow area there. It's about 2 foot of water, and I think they were there just for the comfort factor, slightly warmer water. Also perhaps the area is not getting fished too much because it is a bit tucked away along that margin, and maybe people are fishing out towards the middle area. And I think at this time of the year especially, you tend to find the bigger fish feeding in the deeper water. So I'm going to concentrate my rods more towards this deeper area now. And what we've got is the right hand rod. I found an area in line with the house, or the owner's house, which is about 8.5 foot. It's a nice gravelly area there. I've put that rod there, I've just scattered a little bit of bait around. I'm not using too much bait at this time of the year. And I've just put that rod on top of the sort of brow area, which is about 8.5 foot, nice and gravelly there. The middle rod, that's out in front, in line with the lodge that we've got to the left, which is known as the Pheasant. And the area there is about 10 foot, nice and hard and gravelly. And again, I've just put a nice handful of bait around that rod, and the left hand rod, that's a little bit deeper. I've gone for about 12 or 13 foot with that rod, just at the base of the plateau area, just to try and find something different rather than just fishing on the tops. Just like to spread the rods about. But I've got 3 nice areas there on those rods, and I'm fishing for 1 bite at a time. But I do think at this time of the year, especially on this lake, what Graham's been telling us, it's not a runs water, it's more of a big fish venue. So hopefully what we're going to see is big fish feeding at this time of the year. I'm probably not going to get many bites, but if we do get something, hopefully it's going to be pretty big. Don't be fooled by that cute face. Yes, you. Yeah, it's not your fault, it's my fault more than anything, because in the middle of the night, 2:30, she's got out of the bivvy. The door was down, so I've had to slightly unzip it so she can get out, and then I could hear her scratching around and wondering what she's doing, so I've come out the bivvy myself, and not knowing it, she's had a poo literally just there, right next to the door, and I didn't see it, and I've studied it. And then I've walked back in the bivvy, and it's all over the floor at 2:30 in the morning. And she then gets back into the bivvy and jumps onto the bed, and I'm like, God, what have you done? You've studied poo, and I'm having a go at her and telling her off and all this sort of stuff. And then I've realised, and it's all over me. It's all over my shoes, the bottom of my trousers. I've just rubbed it all over the place, and it absolutely reeks. So 2:30, I was wiping it all up with all those toilet papers that are in that bag. So if you're anywhere near the bins today, guys, don't go near that bag because it proper reeks. But yes, she's as beautiful as they come. But my God, sometimes dogs, they're a pain in the ass, but you can never tell them off because she's so beautiful and cute. But it's not her fault, it's my fault. I should have known what I was doing. But at 2:30, who does? You know, sometimes I come out the bivvy door and hit the wrong rod. That's the sort of dumbass thing that I do every now and again. But yep, another clean-up day today because it still smells. I've done my best to clean it all up, but I'll do my best to get rid of the smell today. You've got to remember that this lake is a commercial fishery, so it sees a lot of pressure, certainly during the summer months and the spring months, and when it comes to the autumn time, when the pressure starts to die off, the fish have seen virtually everything, so they get a little bit picky about what they pick up. So I'm trying to think outside the box here, and from what Graham's been telling me, most of the people that come on this lake use bait boats as well. So tactics wise, I'm going to go in a little bit different. Instead of putting lots of bait out, I'm going to be going in with small little traps, trying to fish for one bite at a time. And although I've got my bait boat with me, and I will be using it at times to echo sound and find different features and stuff, I'm going to be looking towards the PVA bag approach more than anything, trying to fish with a small concentrated pile of bait out there, because generally most people who use bait boats, they just put the bait in the hopper and then drop it, and then you don't always get a nice concentrated pile of bait. Certainly if you're fishing in deep water, it spreads out, it's over a certain area, and the fish will have seen that tactic all year long. So I'm looking for something that's a little bit different. So what I've got is, I've got the bug bait here, which is from DNA, and that's a fantastic bait that's released this year. It's done an awful lot of fish, and what I rely on as well at this time of the year is to use a lot of liquids, because I like putting a lot of smell in my bait, because at this time of the year the weeds have died back, all the smells in the lake have died back, and by putting a bit of liquid in there, it gives it that Bisto effect. And certainly when fish at this time of the year start to group up, they can be quite isolated in places, so you want to get that smell out there and get them looking for the food. So what I've done is I've got some freezer bait. It's in a Tesco bag at the moment because it's got a hole in the actual DNA bag, and when you put liquid in it, it obviously comes out the bottom. So there's a look at the baits that I've got though, and they're 18 millers, and it's a freezer bait, and I've taken it out of the freezer and then just doused them in the liquid, the DNA's bug liquid, and they smell absolutely fantastic, very sticky. And then all I'm doing is just crushing a few up, sticking them in one of these PVA bag systems, and so I've got a small pocket of bait like that I'm just clipping onto the hook and then casting it out. And I think this is the tactic that's going to do me a big fish, because I do think at this time of the year those big fish, they're still on the feed, they're still looking for a bit of grub, and they're always picking at bits and pieces that they come across on the bottom, rather than a big bit of bait, which could obviously spook them. So let's see how we get on with it, but it's certainly very smelly. And at this time of the year, carp, big carp especially, love smelly bait, so let's hope it works for me. Right, I'm just gonna go and see Sam from Avid, who's just arrived. Well, he arrived yesterday evening, but this is the first time I've seen him, so I can imagine that chalet is going to be an absolute bomb site, because that is carp anglers for you. There's his rods. Oi oi, how you doing, mate? All right? I've just been saying I bet this place is a bomb site now you've been in here. Is it?
No comments.
Girl, look at all that stuff. This is what it's like doing filming, blogging, etc. with Avid. This is Sam's stuff, this isn't my stuff. I'm a lot less technical than Sam is. To show you exactly what I'm like, before he got here, that's my stuff. Just running gear, a pair of wet running pants hanging up there. Sorry, mate, about that. A pair of running shoes. How was last night? All right, was it nice in here?
Bit comfy.
Was it?
Carp fishing luxury, I think you call it.
Yeah. How long did it take to get here? About 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about 2.5 hours, something like that.
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock yesterday evening?
Yeah, it was dark by the time I got my rods out, so.
Yeah, perfect then to get here, innit? And you got all this luxury. Which one did you go in? The big bedroom? The double? Well, yeah, look at the size of you. I don't think you'd have fit in the little singles, would you? No. No fish though, mate?
No, nothing yet.
Nice swim though, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Get off the table! You'll get me banned, you will. Yeah, what you got in front? A few nice features?
Yeah,
or?
you got a nice little reed line running up the right hand side. A little bit of a deep area on the here.
Yeah. That's me directly opposite there, mate. Over in that corner there,
Yeah,
so if you need me, mate.
On the end of the window.
Yeah, have you seen anything though? Or?
No, not really. Cast them out the door last night, so yeah, I haven't seen much this morning, but I've been working in there. So.
Yeah, I bet you've been in that jacuzzi all day, haven't you? Well, it looks good anyway. There's definitely good temperatures. It's about 18 degrees today and about 30 tonight as well. So still pretty good for a big fish, mate. I don't think we're going to get many bites, but if we get something, it might be decent.
Yeah, mile for the time of year.
Yeah. What we've got to do anyway, we've got to do a bit of work while we're down there.
I've got a bit of product, some new product that's coming next year, and then a couple of short little knowledge type videos. Your years of knowledge.
Oh right, okay.
To people and
Yeah.
our big fish fishing.
What
and
are you
all
doing?
That, so.
Oh right, okay, like just little top tip type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, mate. Busy day.
Yeah.
Doing product and bits and pieces. So I'm going to go round to my swim now and put the rods out. But no action for you today. I've not had my rods because I've been round here.
No.
And but the situation's changed on the lake because there's two syndicate members that's arrived and they've gone in the point swim and the one next door to it, I don't know the name of it, but out in front of there, it's a lot shallower, nice little plateau out there, and that's the area that Graham told me to go originally when I got on the lake. So it'd be interesting to see what happens, but with those extra lines out, because there's going to be six rods in that area on that plateau, certainly it's going to have added a little bit of pressure to the lake. So you never know.
I think you've got a good chance down there.
Yeah, with there being no lines down there all day, mate, because I've been around here all morning now, all day I should say. You never know, with this wind blowing down there, it could have moved a few fish up there. I did see one earlier, just before dinner, and it didn't look a big fish, but there's certainly fish in the area where I'm fishing up there. So yeah, one night left. Let's see if we can pull it out of the bag and get a result out of this. Fingers crossed.
Good luck, mate.
Right, see you later.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Okay, mate, yeah. Come on, Bo. You come in or not?
See you later.
See you later, mate. Here, this way. Come on. I'll tell you what, the colours walking through here at this time of the year are absolutely beautiful. Just look at this bracken. My granddad used to say 40 shades of green, but 40 shades of brown, 40 shades of yellow, 40 shades of green as well. So it's beautiful, and it's actually quite warm today as well. It's about 18 degrees, so it's not too bad for this time of the year, because tonight it's going to be quite warm as well. And I always think at this time of the year, as it's going in towards November, there's always a little spurt of a feed, especially from the big uns. So come on, the big uns. Well, we've got a definite big one on here. It just does not want to stop. It's been going like this now for several minutes. That's its third surge, so my guess is this is a decent fish. Perfect conditions as well for big fish at the minute. I really don't want to come in, this doesn't. to be a decent fish. Must be nearly over the other side of the lake in a minute as well. This has been picked up in 10 foot of water, straight out in front of the swim, sort of in line with the lodge that we've got, which is Pheasant's Lodge. It's going again, it's going around to the right this time though. And not a great deal of bait put out either. I'll talk about that in a bit though. Let's see if we can get him in first. My guess is that it's a decent fish because it's slow, powerful and very much in control at the moment. Oh, he's still going. Oh, these jeepers. Right. He's off again. I texted Graham this morning and said it's perfect big fish conditions. Let's see if I was right. Bo, out the way. Don't need you in the landing net. Go on, move. He definitely likes to get in the way. I've had to shift the left-hand rod because that is in very shallow water round to the left there. So I've just sort of propped it up on the side of the swim. And the right-hand rod at the moment still out to the right there, which could cause a few problems, but this fish just doesn't want to come in. Oh my god. Oh, look at that reel going. I'm going to guess this is a real good fish. I don't know anything about the stock in here, but I'm going to guess this is a decent one. I know Graham's told me there hasn't been a 40 out for a few weeks, so yesterday evening there was just carp boshing all round here. What are you doing? Oh, she's eating her dinner. I thought she might be in my dinner bowl then, because I could hear the metal rattling. There's still some distance out now. There's a hump out there, so I could do with it getting over the top of it. Oh, would it come off there? Oh, it's sinking. God, the wind is really biting cold at the moment. Like it's going again. Yeah. Come on. Just got this feeling this could be a good one. This turns out to be a 20-pounder. I'll eat my hat. The cap even. Oh, bears. Real long fighting fish. Good old scrap. Closer now. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a big old fish. That is. That's a big fish. That is a big fish. Yeah, I knew it was. That is a big fish. That is. It's like a quarter across a different day of the week. Definite. That's a big old lump, that is. She goes. Yeah, that's a good old fish, that is. Very good fish. Bow's in there as well. Oh yeah, that's a lump. A lump and a half, that is. Yep. Lovely. Well, what a fantastic way to end the vlog. And this is the kind of carp that you can catch from Untitled Fisheries. Brilliant fishing, brilliant facilities, and a fantastic venue.